Hey everyone, how are we doing? So today my plan is to take some inspiration from the monthly muse, but rather than the mini game, the prompt generator, I'm going to try and do some research on Gaslamp fantasy. I'm going to use AI to help with that and kind of just build up some notes to self for if I ever decide to write anything in this genre. I find Gaslamp fascinating. It's kind of for those of you who haven't read any before, it's kind of like steampunk, but instead of focusing on technology, it focuses more on magic and the occult, eldritch horrors, that kind of thing. So it's a little bit more, a little bit more mystical. So yeah, I hope you enjoy me on this journey. If you have any questions about Novelcrafter, as always, just hit them up in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. And yeah, um, have any of you done the mini game for this month's Muse? If so, how have you found it? Have you been inspired to write anything? Okay, create novel. So I think what I'll do to start with is just open up a chat. And I'm going to try out. I say try out. I'm going to use a research buddy preset that has just been set to include the perplexity sonar model, and this is because I want to use web search. There's only a couple of models that allow this. There's the sonar. Um, Sonar Pro and GPT-4o search preview. These are the ones that you can use within Novelcrafter. Hey, Joe. So I think, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing some research. I'm going to name this Gaslamp. Maybe do some market research after, but I kind of want to, get things started. So about the Gaslamp genre. What can you tell me about this subgenre of fantasy and any trends or tropes that are common within the genre? I know I've spelled that wrong. Yeah, what are you guys all working on? Okay, Gaslamp fantasy is a subgenre of fantasy set largely in the 19th century, commonly Victorian or Edwardian eras, with a strong emphasis on magical and supernatural elements infused with a period appropriate historical or alternate history setting. Unlike steampunk, which focuses more on fantastical technology and machinery, Gaslamp's fantasy central focus is on the interplay between fantasy and social atmosphere of the time, often with undertones of gothic horror and urban fantasy. Okay, so that kind of feels like what I already knew going into this. Okay, so settings, Victorian or Edwardian inspired cities, mainly London. Makes sense. Magic and supernatural, prominent presence of magic, ghosts, demons, vampires, werewolves, enchantments, and other mystical beings. Magic may be hidden or openly affects society. Gothic influence incorporates horror romance tropes such as paranoia, vengeance, torment, and supernatural societal commentary, blends realistic and supernatural elements, taking inspiration from Gothic literature's moods of fear, decay, and mystery, though often less focused on pure morbidity compared to classic Gothic novels. Good morning, Joseph. Okay, many Gaslamp works use magic elements to explore social themes from the era, like class, division, colonialism, sexism, racism, manners, sometimes treated with the satire and fantasy of manners style. Oh, very exciting, Mitchell. How did you find it? They've just finished a steampunk Gaslamp mystery. What tips would you have for us all as we're delving into researching this genre? Character archetypes include detectives or sleuths dealing with supernatural phenomena, quirky magicians, aristocrats with hidden powers, and common folk caught in strange happenings. Can vary from dark and gothic to light, witty, and charming. Flexibility allows blending horror or sensuality with classic adventure or romantic plots. Okay. So I'm going to say, great. What are the... Yeah, I think it is hard to find anything. So I'm going to look and see what are the top 10. Oh, okay, plenty to consider. Yeah, so how do you mesh, or what is it that makes combining the two different to one or the other? I'd be interested in that, knowing that. What makes each of those so compelling? Well, I don't feel that Gaslamp is cozy necessarily. It's more the magic aspect. Like steampunk cozies, yeah, absolutely. Um, what makes okay? Soulless by Gail Carriger. I've heard of this book. I think when I was researching the article for the Muse. The Watchmaker of Filigree Street. Yeah, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Okay. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, I like how it's given me the references. I can then have a look later. I want to say, what tropes and themes do these books have in common? I might move to, let's try Sonar Pro if we're going to be going like fully into things. Yeah, let's try this. Okay, a few may incorporate magical machinery or magitech as a nod to both genres. So it seems like when there's a focus on steampunk style gadgets, there is some magitech. I like that. Hero archetypes. Okay, I like these. So I'm going to look at are there common themes between the protagonists of these of hello Lucian, how are you doing? Gaslamp fantasy books. These Careers, powers. Let's delve deep. I'm kind of trying to see if there's just what is there that kind of like is overlapping. Oh, okay. What term do you use instead? Okay, maybe Final Fantasy. I wonder if there's other places that use Magitech. If that's like a thing that would be interesting to research. Okay. Arcanotech, nice. Tone and personality. Okay, I like that. The visionary social outcast, the eccentric investigator, the reluctant chosen one, the gatekeeper, the aristocratic rebellious hero, and the monster with a conscience. Okay. Cool. Now let's the types of magic commonly seen in these Gaslamp disease. We can expand beyond novels and other media in the genre to determine trends in the magic. League of Legends uses the term hex tech. Okay, I like hex tech. Hex tech actually has like a very harsh like vibe. Like I feel hex tech is a lot more chaotic than arcanotech just by the words. I don't know if like you guys ever get that where hearing a word evokes different things, you know? Oh my god, this is going crazy. Okay. Magic is open. So what I'm going to do now is copy this conversation. I'm going to put it into a snippet, open up a new chat, and I'm going to use maybe GPT-5. Let's see how that does. And attach my snippet. Take my Gaslamp fantasy research and make me a comprehensive guide to. Please also point out aspects my research is lacking in so that I can address those later. Write in a factual style, but keep it interesting. I don't want dry prose. I mean, I might get moderated, but who knows? If I had a drink with me, this would be when I dare drink. But I don't. So. Okay. It really took its time there with the thinking. That was interesting. Okay, I like there's a quick taxonomy of subflavors. So I'm not fully sure what I'm doing with all these notes, so I might have to have a think after. Maybe looking at the magic in Gaslamp. Did you include the whole chat as additional context, or was that a snip? So no, this was a snippet I made of the entire chat. So I took the chat, I went to the actions menu and copied the conversation. And then I could go into snippets, and then I have the whole conversation as notes. So it's taking this 3,000 word document and I mean, not actually decreased it by a lot, but interesting. I don't think it. Okay. So I'm going to take all of the research that I've done so far and got. Oh no, no worries. Okay. It's an interesting way of going about it. I mean, I can delete this original chat now. And also, also naming your chats. Let's do that just to like help it make it so much easier to find things. Okay. I'm curious. So I'm going to open up a new thread. Gaslamp Research 2. I'm going to pin it. And I'm going to use Sonar. Please research and find me Gaslamp fantasy books that have a non-British European setting. How do they differ from British Victorian era Gaslamp? I'm curious. There might not be many, but there's got to be. Can you find me some specific book examples, please. I'm kind of curious. Yeah, right, let's see. Interesting. That's really cool how yeah, I like that, the idea of New Orleans. I've heard of the city of brass as well. Okay, so it seems like they're less prolific, but there is still things. No, Gaslamp fantasy isn't the same as being gaslit. Um, okay. Thanks for that. Right, actually, no, I'm going to start a new thread. I'm going to keep these new threads every time I'm starting a completely new topic. Gaslamp Research 3. What are please research market trends in the 2010s and 2020s regarding Gaslamp fantasy, trends in the genre, and analogous subgenres. No. No, I'll keep that as that. So I like these models because they're actually going to the internet as well. It's not just its own training. Okay, so steampunk is like the sci-fi cousin of thingy. That makes sense. I keep looking down because I've got the doggo cam on, so just checking he's okay. The new pupper. Okay. Recent Gaslamp fantasy is notable for critiquing colonialism, racism, sexism. They now explore areas outside of England, e.g., America. Wow, so diverse. Blurs with romantasy, gothic horror, dark fantasy. The 2020s saw a dramatic growth in the broader fantasy market, with subgenres like romantasy experiencing 41.3% sales jump between 2023 and 2024. While stated focus on romantasy, it signifies greater demand for historical fantasy with emotional depth, likely benefiting Gaslamp narratives too. Okay, I like how it's saying that like TV and streaming has kind of like helped fuel the interest in the genre, because like, to be fair, Nevers, Carnival Row, Jonathan Strange, they're all very Gaslamp vibes. Okay. Sorry, I realize I stop talking every now and then. Just buzz me if I just suddenly start thinking in my head rather than out loud. Below are ideas summarizing market trends and recent shifts. Blend with romance, crossover subgenres. Okay. I mean, I feel like some of this research is like, it would be very specific. So I do like how it's saying, okay, pick your era. Okay, so I'm going to do some research. I might just see how. No. I'm going to use GPT-4. Search preview. Okay, so I need a 15 to 20 year window. I would like to write a Gaslamp fantasy set in. So rather than the turn of the century, let's go a little bit earlier. Set roughly around 1860 to 1880. Hello, first time viewer. Gaslamp Fantasy is steampunk? No. So Gaslamp Fantasy is like a cousin to steampunk, whereas steampunk focuses more on the technology. Gaslamp is more like eldritch horror, magic, rituals, that kind of thing. Like imagine that they are both alternate universes of historical Victorian era fiction, whereas steampunk veers more sci-fi in terms of technology. Gaslamp tends more fantasy. And that's not to say that steampunk can't have fantasy elements and Gaslamp can't have sci-fi elements. It's just more the where it leans on the scale. They're kind of like, yeah, two points on a scale. Yeah, more of the occult. So think kind of like Carnival Row. If you watch Critical Role, Candela Obscura is like one of my favorite examples of the genre. Yeah. Please research 10 key events of this era, 10 technologies that were invented that had significant impact on the people living there, and 10 societal norms. And yeah, let's see how it does with that, and we'll, keep going. Happy day. Anything happening on the prompt caching options? I'm not sure, because I know like some models, depending on OpenRouter, like do have caching, but I mean, I don't know. It depends on what model you're looking at. I don't know on a per model basis. Sorry if I'm a bit quiet. I realize my voice is kind of like cracking up a little bit. Okay, these are interesting. It's given me like very worldwide. These are great. Can I now have 10 events specific to Great Britain, please? Or global events that had a big I mean, I know I could write a story set somewhere else, and research, but I um would struggle, and also because I'm from Britain, I think it makes more sense for me to do stuff that I have a better historical knowledge on. You'd have, if you ask on Discord, Paul, or support. I don't know, but I think there was a one point talk about support. I just never check. Um, so I'm not the right person to ask. So we have, yeah, we are working on a beginner's guide on YouTube. It's just taking longer than our written version. Elijah, have you checked out the written version of the beginner's guide, which is on our Novelcrafter website? Or you can go help, and then if you go like view documentation, it'll open up the website. Okay, the typewriter. This was 60 to 80. Yeah. Okay. Dynamite. Okay. I mean, that's cool that dynamite was invented then. Or like the modern version. Ooh, the sewing machine. Now it kind of makes me think, oh, you could do something set in, yeah. Um, okay. Ooh, recording of sound leading to the music industry. That's kind of cool. And also um the light bulb. I'm kind of imagining that could fit in very well with like, I mean, I'm sure like there have been like horrors and stuff where like with that, but I think okay, I think I could work with that. Okay. So what is it with I'd be just interested. So if you go into write, I've not got any chapters, so I'm going to click just a snippet, but it works the same way as the write interface. Um, is there any feature that Word has specifically that you're struggling with in Novelcrafter? Jordan says you can do the revealing of the things you didn't see by candlelight, like you did with the light, like you see with the light bulb. Yeah. Oh, so it's like candlelight and electric light have different. What if electric light starts seeing things that didn't exist beforehand, like take or didn't like weren't realized beforehand, like technology? That could work. Yeah. Okay. I can get behind this. Yeah, whale oil back in the day. Um. Um. Things of impact. Um, no, no, no. Of course, I'm not. I'm not saying about. I know. What I was wondering was, was there a specific thing that you were struggling with that I could help you with that you were finding hard to use? Like you say the snippet isn't working for you. Do you mean it's not physically working for you, or do you mean it's not working for your workflow? Um, like, what do you mean by not working? I guess is more what I was asking. I just because there's multiple ways that I could answer, and I'd rather answer the actual question or the statement that you're saying. Um, oh, the first underground. Maybe the underground has. So I'm going to highlight things that in these research notes that I'm like, oh, these are inspiring me. Um, what if technology is disturbing home spirits, fae, ghosts, and the like that got used to the cozy fires of candles? I like that. I can get behind that. Okay, you've uploaded a story that you'd like to continue writing with Novelcrafter and it's not working at all. Is that the import feature that isn't working for you? If you have you been on so if you go on help, chat with AI support or ask help with a human, um, Lindsay, our support genius, should be able to get back to you. We are working on the importer at the moment, so um, you could also message in Discord because people will help. Like when you say nothing is happening, if you're writing in a snippet, you can't use the AI features, or like they're not. The AI features aren't present in a snippet, but they are present in a scene. Is it that you're not is it the AI features that you're having not work, or is it that nothing is doing anything? Okay. Um. So the opening of the Suez Canal, the purchase of it. Yeah, orcs. I like the idea. I realize I can do control, not control H. I thought it was control H. Control Shift H. So AI features won't work in a snippet, but if you go into like create a scene and you go into the right interface, then you get your scene beats and the like. But if you're just in a snippet and do the forward slash, nothing will happen. Um, so if you've got all of your work if you're working a snippet, that's not where Novelcrafter has designed for it to be, the writing to take place. Does that make sense? Oh, telegraph, not telephone. Slightly different. Okay, so I like those as ideas. Okay, societal norms. Is there anything here that I want to... Yeah, the snippets are very much like a notepad. They're designed for um, essentially anything that isn't the prose of the manuscript. Um, we cover this in the beginner's guide on the Novelcrafter website. But like, while you can use snippets for writing prose, it would only work if you're writing by hand or copying and pasting from elsewhere, I guess. Okay, so there's more there. I'm If there was Fae, then have you connected to an AI vendor, Elijah? So we have, yeah, etiquette and manners, especially if there was Fae around. That would be a big thing. Um, hmm. And the first underground, I can imagine that being a thing. Good morning, Kat. How are you doing? Okay. Other things to look. Okay, write one page on how magic is governed. Um, yeah, I think anytime your cache is cleared, you have to reconnect, or if you use incognito browsers, then it never connects because it'll just delete your connection every time. And that's just the whole part of the parcel of that. Um, let's open up this, one of my other threads. Do you mean Chat GPT or OpenAI, Elijah? Chat GPT doesn't connect to external programs, including Novelcrafter, so it would never work. So I'm assuming you mean OpenAI? OpenRouter is generally the preferred way that people use OpenRouter is the preferred AI vendor for a lot of Novelcrafter users because it allows access to a lot of models. But you do need to set up like an amount. Okay. What was I wanting to research? I can't even remember now. Visibility settings. The books. Well, no, how could it be open router when you use open router to route your inquiries? Okay, open router is the one set up for Novelcrafter. But yeah, if you go into your AI connections, it might just be that if you set a limit to your token spend, um, that limit, if have you passed the limit? Do you need to set up a new key with a different? I tend to leave the limit blank because like I can just top up new credit. But if you've added a limit and then you've passed that limit, it's not going to let you write. Are you getting errors, or are you getting just when it's not working? Do you mean like it's refusing to write prose? You're getting error messages. You're not seeing things to start with in the first place. Um, okay, hidden masquerade magic. Open integrated magic. Um, okay, but like when you say it's not writing, what do you mean by it's not writing? What are you doing before it's not writing? Is this when you hit generate that it's not writing? Is it that you can't get a scene beat completion box up? Is it that what is it that you're doing prior to it not writing? Um, okay. Legal penalties for breaking magical rules. Um, yeah, I feel like having everything kind of like cloak and dagger feels more interesting. Um, great. Let's take this and further research and go in depth on these hidden slash masquerade magic settings. What's common in them, etc. You're not getting any writing content for scenes, for example. Yes, but is that you mean when you hit generate on a scene beat completion, you don't get any writing content? What information are you feeding it? What model are you trying to use? Um, okay, hidden masquerade settings are hallmark of the Gaslamp fantasy. That's a good suggestion, Kat. Yeah, as well. Okay, I like this. Um, Yeah, Pride and Prejudice and zombies. So I'm going to save that as a snippet. Hidden magic. So if you go into the right interface, go onto your first scene. Say we have, I don't know, I'll just paste some stuff. We have some text. And then I want to go scene beat. Please. So you're asking for it to expand on a scene rather than to continue a scene. I guess I would probably just do like, I don't know, like, please take the writing before and expand on it. Going into more detail on the norms, I'm going to say. I mean, I don't know how this will go, but yeah. There you go. So if you had some writing and you wanted it to expand on like some fiction, let me just delete this. And go into, say, Hooked. Please rewrite the scene so far, adding, expanding on the detail and adding more sass to Gwen's point of view. So this is, we've got, the scene already written. And now we're asking it to expand on that scene and make it big. So what you just did, it's not happening for you at all. Well, when it's, which stage of what I'm doing is it not happening for you? Is it when you're pressing like the play icon, the generate, that it's not happening for you? Or is it at a different point? That's what I'm not clear. That's what you've not clarified. Because it does sound like you need to check your AI connections, maybe delete and reapply them if nothing is happening, because it could be. Have you checked your balance on OpenRouter? Okay, so we've got our hidden magic. Okay, so I'm going to open a new. Let's try with 4.0. What can you tell me about occult movements, the 1850s to 1900s? Yeah, of course you can, artist. That's what these office hours are here for, to just like answer your questions, and I'm just doing other things while I wait around. So yeah, feel free to ask a question. I'd like to look. I'd like to look at specific ritual in these. Okay, good, Elijah. Let me know how that goes. Yeah, I agree with Otter there. Okay. This Masonic rite involved dramatic reenactment centered on the legend of Hiram Abif, a master builder of Solomon's temple. Participants symbolically searched for Hiram's body and the secret world to revive him, using symbols like triangles, coffins, acacia, and skulls to convey themes of fidelity, mortality, and man's relationship with the divine. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn's initiation ceremonies. This society conducted elaborate initiation rituals for each grade, incorporating elements from the Hermetic Kabbalah, maybe, astrology, and tarot. The ceremonies were designed to guide initiates through spiritual development, with a neophyte initiation involving symbolic death and rebirth to signify the shedding of old identities and embrace of new spiritual insights. Bornless ritual, adopted by the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn and later by Crowley. This ritual aimed to invoke the Bornless One, a primordial deity. Oh my goodness. Um, it was used for spiritual protection, purification as a preparatory step for deeper magical workings, facilitating a connection with higher spiritual forces. Let's go into this Bornless. What did they believe? Okay, I'm going to be heading off in a couple of minutes, so hopefully people get their questions in. I know FNA was wanting to ask something a few minutes ago. Okay. Preliminary invocation or the headless rite. You should do it, Otter. That sounds like so much fun. Like we all need some cultist horror stories in our lives, like, right? That's how it works. But yeah, I mean, this is. I'm already getting ideas for a story with this, and I'm like, oh my god, Kate, you have too many stories. You need to finish the ones you're on, and then like you've got a gazillion others in the list. I don't even finish my stream novels. I get distracted with things like this, but I think it's really fun researching a genre and just kind of keeping things going. And yes, Mitchell, I will be here on Saturday, back again, and we're going to be continuing the novella for $1. Um, because yeah, we've started that. I'll probably it'll be like finalizing the plan and keeping things going. Um, yeah. Oh, the backlog is screaming so bad. Um, okay, so someone wanted me to ask this, Elijah, because we're finishing soon. If you go on to the help, hopefully Lindsay will be able to get back to you. If you send some screenshots of like your AI connections, that might help give a better idea of what's going on. Okay, basically, how is he accessing closed source models without sending requests to the company? And if he is, does he really think the company won't use the data to improve? So, I mean, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so I'm going to answer based on what I think your question is. But if you're not paying for a closed source model with your money, you're probably paying with your data. There's settings in OpenRouter and other programs that you can like switch off free providers of models. But most, I would guess, if you're that they would be training on your data if you weren't paying. I mean, I can't say that for sure. I know that like there will be like companies if they're just testing models and they want to like see if their service can handle usage and things. But um, which model is it that they're accessing? I mean, it will be on a per model basis, I guess, but my assumption would be um, if they're not paying um, with money. Because even like the open source models, when you access them on like OpenRouter and stuff, you're paying for the access to someone's server that's hosting it. Um, so I feel like closed source models probably go a bit more. Oh, my pupper looks as if he's waking up. No. Um, but yeah, this is crazy. Okay, once I want to see scandals. Um, ooh, a revolt. Nice. Scandalous light. In summary, the bonus ritual is complex and profound, practice aimed at invoking divine presence. I think Mistral and Gemini have it in their terms of service. If you're free, we train on it, which is the norm. And even some who take money still train on it. OpenRouter has a filter for that. Yeah. I would if you go on your OpenRouter settings, and here is my puppy asleep. I have a pupper cam. But yes, we have a puppy now. Sam, I mean, I say puppy, he's 3 years old, but he's a puppy. Sam, after writing that very lovely story, he let us get a puppy, and he is beautiful. He's like he looks Labradory, I guess. Like he's like a small Labrador kind of vibe. You're very welcome. But yeah, he is absolutely perfect. And we really hope that we live up to being dog parents. But yeah, thank you for coming, everyone. This has been great. On Saturday, we're going to do some more novella for $1. See how far we can get. Yeah, just have a bit of fun. So yeah, cuteness factor just dropped IQ by 30%. I mean, that's how I feel every time I look at his soulful eyes. He has the most gorgeous brown eyes. They're just, ugh. But yeah. Oh no, don't worry. It's like 20 degrees Celsius here. It's like perfect early autumn temperature. But yeah, I'll see y'all soon. Bye.